Battle Through the Heavens God, The Flame Emperor Chapter 12, the first round of assessment begins. Big deal. Bai Su took Xiaoyan and Qing Yuan into the interior of the Alchemist Association. This is an isolated place within our Alchemist Association. It is a small world opened up by an immortal. Here you can rest assured to refine medicine pills to your heart's content. In addition, the assessment of the first-grade Imperial Alchemist is divided into 3 parts. The first part is spiritual cultivation, the second part is spiritual empowerment, and the third part is soul tempering. The so-called spiritual cultivation is through fine soul methods and flame. The subtle control makes the medicinal pill produce a trace of intelligence similar to that of human beings, and the infusion is to give the medicinal pill a spirituality that is not weaker than that of human beings. Pill is like a sky and earth. And the last is the most difficult soul training. There are almost no exercises to cultivate soul power on the mainland. Soul training can only be done by controlling the soul power, which is also for all emperors. The most troublesome thing for alchemists is that if they are not careful, their soul power will be severely damaged, and their strength will be reduced. Bai Su looked at Xiaoyan and said slowly. It seemed that he was explaining to Xiaoyan, but he was actually in the assessment area. A member of the Yukian Refining Alchemist Association outside explained that these are the mainstays of their own association. Did you know? Bai Su smiled slowly at Xiaoyan. Obviously, this young man named Xiaoyan has been paid attention to by the chairman Bai Su. He has reached the soul of the emperor at a young age, so in the future. Understood. May I start the assessment? Xiaoyan looked at Chairman Bai Su, who was present, and explained it to himself carefully. The vice-chairman Bai Ruo also nodded and added from time to time that he couldn't guess what they were selling in the gourd. What kind of medicine? Even more can't guess that the members of the Elite Alchemist Association behind him are looking at him expectantly. The alchemist examination of the emperor rank can benefit a lot just by looking at it. Assessment begins. Bai Su's words fell, and the sparse figures around him instantly quieted down. You must know how rare it is to be able to witness this kind of emperor-grade alchemist assessment, so he looked at Xiaoyan quietly. The first round of assessment, Yuling? There are 2 medicine pills provided by the association. Of course, you can also use the prescription prepared by yourself. Bai Su smiled and looked at Xiaoyan in front of him. Second prescription? Are you crazy? Vice Chairman Bai Ruo, who was standing beside Bai Su, said in shock. He knew best how precious an imperial prescription was, even if it was inscribed in value. I took out the second pair at once, and Vice Chairman Bai Ruo couldn't help but feel a pain in his face. You will naturally understand afterwards. Bai Su said to Bai Ruo. Tisk tisk tisk, it's really a big deal? The first shot is the prescription for the second rank of emperor. Xiaoyan couldn't help but be shocked. You must know that the prescriptions of the emperor rank are priceless treasures. Although the prescriptions in front of you are inscribed, the value of them is also very high, not to mention the medicinal materials that are accompanied by these 2 prescriptions. Hey, this is shocking. Don't you think that the people in the Alchemist Association are all fools? If you just revealed your Emperor Realm soul, do you think this chairman will come up with such a good prescription for you? Since he has come up with such a good prescription, he just wants to tie you to a boat invisibly. If something happens to this association in the future, you can't shirk it. These people are shrewd. The Golden Dragon King smiled in the ring. Anyway, we didn't lose any money. We also picked up the second emperor's prescription for nothing. If something happens in the future, it's not too late to talk about it. Xiaoyan also clearly saw what Chairman Bai Su was thinking, and smiled knowingly at Bai Su. Xiaoyan walked forward slowly and spread out the 2 volumes of the prescription with his palm. Huoxia pill, its effect can not only stimulate the maximum potential of fire attribute doqi method, but also has the effect of prolonging life. Materials, ice and snow ginseng, imperial bamboo leaves, fire cloud spring water. Shaping pill, it is rumored that monsters can evolve into humans if they reach a certain strength or devour wonders of heaven and earth, and continue to cultivate. Although the 6th grade medicine pill can also help the monsters transform into human beings, the 6th grade transformation pill will cause the strength of the monsters to decline. Even the foundation is unstable, which seriously affects the cultivation after transformation. And the shaping pill can solve this problem very well. It does not affect the training speed, and it is even rumored that monster can switch between monster form and human form at will. Therefore, it is sought after by Warcraft. Materials: Lotus of the Earth, Blood Emperor Leaf, Ice, and Snow Flame Fruit. If you think about it, you can start the first round. Bai Ruo said after watching Xiao Yan and feeling it carefully. Master, which one should we choose? Xiao Yan asked in uncertainty for a while. Shaping pill. This pill is of great use. Now that there are enough medicinal materials, I will first refine the medicinal materials that I am going to find for Guban Pei Yuan pill. The Golden Dragon King pondered for a while. I choose the shaping pill. Xiao Yan quietly responded to President Bai Ruo. Shaping pill? That's comparable to some second-rank emperor rank pills. Even some first-grade emperor rank Xian pill alchemists may not be able to refine them. This young man actually can make this. Is he crazy? All the members of the association who were watching Xiao Yan's assessment were talking. It's actually this medicinal pill that is comparable to the peak of the emperor's first-grade Xian pill. If this person can pass the test, then I don't need to ask the president. A girl with silver hair looked at Xiao Yan, who was on the field, was slowly thinking about something in his heart. Xiao Yan thought for a while. Although the master said that the heavenly flame is not an ordinary thing in this doughty continent, but master did not make it clear. Forget it, the power of this flame is unique. The Alchemist Association, they can't possibly pull me to study it. Only by refining the imperial medicinal pills with heavenly flames can you get twice the result with half the effort. With a plan in his mind, he didn't hesitate, and immediately called out Xiao Yi. Xiao Yi ran out and stood on Xiao Yan's shoulder. A milky white flame surrounded him, babbling non-stop, as if complaining about Xiao Yan hadn't summoned him for a long time to come out to breathe, and he was suffocated inside, and he even put on an aggrieved expression. All right, let's make the medicine pill first, then you can follow Qing Yuan. Xiao Yan also saw Xiao Yi's dissatisfaction and hurriedly comforted him. Xiao Yi babbled happily only after hearing the words, and the milky white flames around him couldn't help but thicken a little. It seemed that Xiao Yi was very happy. Since the milky white flame appeared, those present felt that the temperature of the surrounding air instantly increased a lot, and there were drops of sweat on everyone's forehead. That is fire spirit. The terrifying flame power radiated from Xiao Yi's petite body, and the discerning person couldn't help but wonder. The black-clothed and silver-haired woman also covered her mouth with slender jade hands in disbelief and exclaimed, "It's actually a fire spirit." Chairman Bai Su, who was smiling before, was full of surprise at the moment, and then his head quickly calculated something. How is it possible that this kid can actually have a fire spirit? Vice Chairman Bai Ruo's unhappiness. Battle Through the Heavens God, The Flame Emperor Chapter 13, The Fire Spirit Xiao Yi is beginning to show his power. This is definitely a good cauldron. After Xiao Yan summoned the heavenly flames, he instantly filled the medicinal cauldron, and found that there was no trace of flames overflowing, and those flames were perfectly preserved in the cauldron, and he couldn't help but say, there are 3 essential things for a powerful alchemist. First, strong soul power. Only with a strong soul power can you perfectly control the power of the flame, refine the medicinal power contained in the medicinal materials perfectly, and not waste a single bit of the medicinal materials. The second is a good medicinal cauldron. A good medicinal cauldron can perfectly preserve the flame, speed up the refining, and better preserve the quality of the medicinal pill. Even the cauldrons in the medicinal cauldrons ranking can cover the vision of the birth of some medicinal herbs. The third is the powerful doqi, which is the strength of the alchemist itself. The higher the level of medicinal pills, the more time it takes, and the more precious the medicinal materials needed. Only strong strength can support the completion of high-level medicinal pills. The refining process, otherwise the lack of strength will lead to the failure of refining medicinal pills, or even more serious pill destruction. With these 3 as prerequisites, plus one's own continuous learning and refining, one can become a qualified alchemist. To become a high-level alchemist, one must continue to practice hard. Xiao Yan summoned Xiao Yi, and before he said much, Xiao Yi seemed to know what Xiao Yan was thinking, and immediately began to breathe flames at the medicinal cauldron. That appearance was really cute. Seeing this, Xiao Yan smiled knowingly, and was about to start refining the shaping pills, but he didn't notice the guild leader and the outside sensation at all. Fire spirit? What is that? Some Members of the association present said puzzledly. The so-called fire spirit are mysterious creatures born from the spiritual energy of heaven and earth. We in Doughty continent divide them into spirit of the 5 elements of gold, wood, water, fire, and earth. They are born with intelligence that is not weaker than human beings, and they have great power, and it is said that the most powerful thing about these spirit is that they can grow. The silver-haired woman looked at Xiaoyan with envy. Not only that, it is said that the 5 elements of the spirit are uniquely endowed by nature, and if they can obtain one of them, their future prospects are limitless. Moreover, spirits are the most sincere and simple, and only when they can be recognized by spirits can they become partners of spirits, and gain the blessings of spirit to partners. And combat augmentation can only be described as terrifying. Just after Yuoro finished speaking, there was a lot of restlessness in the audience, envy, and excitement, because at least here they saw the fire spirit with their own eyes. Xiaoyan listened to these words without saying anything. It seems that after the assessment is over, it is time to ask the master about Xiaoyi. After that, he didn't get distracted, but concentrated on controlling the flames. Those who can join the Alchemist Association are definitely not people with bad temperament. They are more respectful. Every strong person is worthy of everyone's respect, not to mention the strength and luck like Xiaoyan. A united genius. What Yuoro said is very true. I didn't expect that this kid is not only have the soul of the emperor, but also has such a rare fire spirit. Chairman Baisu smiled at the silver-haired woman named Yuoro. Emperor Realm Soul. The silver-haired woman named Yuoro said once again deeply shocked. I knew earlier that even though there are many talented people and talents in Doughty continent, but only the profession of alchemist is rare, not to mention how rare it is for high-level alchemist. A strong alchemist must have a strong soul to control the flames and maintain complex and boring alchemy, and a high-level alchemist must be a strong alchemist. Chairman, please let me see this man after this assessment is over. Yuoro looked at Chairman Baisu firmly as if she had made a decision. Are you still unwilling to give up? Although Xiaoyan is blessed with a fire spirit, but Baisu saw a look of depression in Yuoro's eyes and hurriedly stopped. Okay, I'll make arrangements when this assessment is over. Thank you, Chairman. Yuoro excitedly bowed to Chairman Baisu, then raised her head and looked proudly at Xiaoyan in the assessment arena. Xiaoyan, who was in the assessment venue, watched the flames in the cauldron, scorching hot to the top. At this heat, it seems that we can start refining medicinal pills. Xiaoyan pointed his finger at the medicinal cauldron skillfully, and each of the medicinal materials was thrown into the medicinal cauldron, and Xiaoyi was also babbling by the side. After learning Xiaoyan's movements, he also learned the same way. Since the medicinal materials were put in, the flames in the medicinal cauldron were divided into 3 by Xiaoyan, and the 3 flames went to the lotus of the earth, the blood emperor leaf, and the ice and snow flame fruit, as if the division of labor was clear. With such an appearance, it is astonishing that he wants to refine them separately. The whole process of refining medicine is to use 1 heart and 1 soul. It is not possible to use 1 heart and 2 soul. In light of this, the pill will be damaged, and in serious cases, it will be destroyed. This is something that every alchemist knows when he starts. However, it is also excluded that some alchemists with other means can be divided into 3 refining. What a delicate soul control! He can actually divide the medicinal materials into 3 parts by himself and refine them at the same time. Baisu couldn't help but praise Xiaoyan's medicinal refining technique. You must know that even when Baisu is refining the medicine by himself, in order to ensure the full refining of the medicinal materials, the refining is controlled by the soul, and the control of the soul and the consumption of oneself are not small. Not everyone is the same. It can be done. Several hours passed in a blink of an eye. The material of the lotus of the earth itself is very hard, even if it is an unusual to the spirit of fire like Xiaoyi, the continuous baking and quenching of ultra-high temperature. It finally starts to fall off a little bit. Slow it fell off, slowly revealing the blood-red rich energy inside the lotus seeds. Next came the blood emperor leaf. In a strange scene, after the lotus of the earth was refined, the blood emperor leaf suddenly clicked and a leaf fell off, causing a bamboo forest to emerge. Then, in the surprised eyes of everyone, a delicate leaf fell from the bamboo forest and slowly turned into a green liquid. The ice and snow flame fruit is extremely hard from the outside, and it is the last refining. The outer shell of the ice and snow flame fruit is slowly refined, and a layer of golden crystals appears. Pile of liquid. Everyone looked at the 3 piles of liquids in the flames, which radiated a strong power invisible, because they also knew that the first step was completed, and then it was the real game. Let these 3 incompatible liquids fuse. It seems that dividing into 3 is really a lot of consumption. And the next step is fusion. Xiaoyan looked at the 3 piles of incompatible liquid in the cauldron, and said helplessly. Under Xiaoyan's control, the 3 piles of liquid slowly approached each other. Boom boom boom. Just as the 3 piles of liquid were slowly approaching each other, 3 terrifying energies instantly exploded in the cauldron. It seems that the 3 forces have their own energy, and no one is allowed to govern each other. Oh, you will fail if the cauldron blow up. What are you going to do, little guy? Bai Su murmured to himself, looking at Xiaoyan's state. Xiaoyan controlled the flames and soul force and kept urging the fusion of the 3 piles of liquids. After a stalemate for a while, everyone thought that when Xiaoyan was going to fail for the first time, a roar echoed in the assessment area. A flame cauldron, how can it be? Battle Through the Heavens God, The Flame Emperor Chapter 14, 9-Colored Pill Lightning Rainfall. In the space where Xiaoyan was located outside the medicinal cauldron, after Xiaoyan's loud roar, the surrounding spiritual energy of heaven and earth all divided into 3 strands at a speed visible to the naked eye, and gathered towards the 3 piles of medicinal materials in the medicinal cauldron. With the influx of spiritual energy from heaven and earth, the 3 forces that were stalemate inside the medicinal cauldron gradually softened, and there were even signs that they were about to merge. Using the special power of the fire spirit flame, to remove the violent factor in the 3 medicinal materials, coupled with the influx of the surrounding world's spiritual energy, the power of the 3 medicinal materials can be balanced and easily merged. It is really wonderful. Bai Su looked at Xiaoyan's skillful technique in front of him, and said to the members of the association who were puzzled below. His eyes and tone did not conceal his praise for Xiaoyan. The removal of the rage factor should be the effect of the flame. It seems that this kid's fire spirit is somewhat different, but he's really talented. Bai Su said slowly in his heart, then looked at Vice Chairman Bai Ruo, and whispered a few words in his ear. Then Vice Chairman Bai Ruo left the assessment area. He walked in a hurry as if he was going to do something. Don't try to rob me. The silver-haired woman Yuoro looked at the vice chairman who left, apparently guessing some reasons, and then said in a low voice coldly. Just as Chairman Bai Su said, Xiaoyan was using the devouring power of nothingness swallowing flames, left in Xiaoyi's body to remove all the violent factors in the 3 medicinal materials, and was collecting heaven and earth aura to replenish energy for the 3 medicinal materials, so that the 3 when the energy reaches a balance, the fusion will be a matter of course. Time passed quickly, and when everyone exclaimed Xiaoyan's superb medicinal refining skills, the fusion of medicinal herbs also began slowly. Xiaoyan's originally slightly closed eyes were also slowly opened at this moment, looking at the medicinal cauldron with a dignified expression. In the rising flame, there are 3 groups or liquid medicine, or dust-like things. These 3 kinds of things exist. Although the thing looks inconspicuous, it is filled with a strong and shocking pure medicinal power. This little world has almost absorbed the spiritual energy of the world, so you should be saturated, right? Then, it's time to start merging into a pill. Xiaoyan carefully controlled the soul power to decompose the energy of the 3 to achieve a balance, and then controlled the flame to attack the medicinal materials. Obviously it's time to start fusing herbs. Xiaoyan controlled the flames to slowly attack the 3 piles of liquid. The liquids of the 3 medicinal materials have been reconciled and balanced by the spiritual energy of heaven and earth. They did not offset each other as they did at the beginning, but began to slowly merge together. Success! Xiaoyan said with great joy. Originally, Xiaoyan only had the mentality of giving it a try. If he failed this time, he would still have 2 chances. Although the power of nothingness swallowing flame can indeed eliminate the violent factor in the medicinal materials, but all of this is just Xiaoyan's theory. The next step is to wait for all the medicinal ingredients to fuse into pills. After that, Xiaoyan patted his legs and sat down, because he knew that even if the violent factor in the medicinal ingredients was eliminated, they would be able to fuse better and faster. Is also a time-consuming project. After all, it is an pill of emperor rank. Alchemy is an extremely time-consuming thing. Especially the refining of such high-level medicinal pills often takes 10 days and a half months to refine. This situation is not uncommon. As for this situation, the members of the association who were watching were also aware, so they did not appear impatient because of the long wait. Most of the people who were able to watch were members of the association with some strength and status. The necessary patience is naturally a must. Under the gazes of countless expectant eyes, time also passed quietly. In the blink of an eye, 5 days passed quietly. Everyone watched Xiao Yan's every move these days, and it was immediately clear that the first part of refining the power of medicinal materials was completed, and the next step was to meet the pill lightning calamity. The so-called pill lightning calamity refers to the refining of medicinal pills that exceed the 8th rank and above, which will trigger a vision of heaven and earth. People call this kind of catastrophe a pill lightning calamity. Many alchemists will ask some strong people to help and protect them when refining high-level medicinal pills, because the pill lightning calamity is too vicious, and if one is not careful, the pill will be destroyed and people may die. Everyone present is well aware of the ferocity of the pill lightning calamity, especially if the pills refined by Xiao Yan were of the imperial rank. The terrifying level of pill lightning would only be more dangerous. I hope you won't let us down. A strong alchemist is powerful, but pill lightning calamity is not that simple. The silver-haired woman Yuoro couldn't help but look at Xiao Yan in the arena with some worry. I don't know why, but I think this kid can perfectly refine it, and I feel that this kid should have some secrets, so let's just watch his performance. Bai Su clearly saw Yuoro's worry and said. The silver-haired woman looked at Xiao Yan and then at Bai Su, as if thoughtful. In the slightly hot world, a low muffled thunder suddenly resounded in the sky, and then countless eyes hurriedly shifted upwards, only to see a dark cloud appeared in the sky, but now within this dark cloud, there was actually a low sound of thunder, and that appearance was clearly the shape of a pill lightning. Oh, this kind of fluctuation is it? Bai Su looked at Xiao Yan with a hint of laughter in his heart. He was really talented. As we all know, if the 8th grade medicinal pill can call out the 9-colored pill lightning, it means that it has entered the scope of the 9th grade medicinal pill. And what will happen to the emperor grade medicinal pill beyond the 9th grade? Xiao Yan focused on controlling the fusion of the medicinal materials without minding these people watching, opened his eyes and shouted, "Get up!" Finally, the fusion was successful, and a dark cloud that made a green beam of light soared into the sky. The thunderclouds in the sky have begun to change. An unbelievable exclamation from outside the field suddenly resounded in this world. Immediately, all the gazes in the association immediately froze on the thundercloud above Xiao Yan's head. As expected, they saw that along with the surging of the thundercloud, the original colorless pill lightning began to change again. Looking at this miraculous scene, everyone's faces became dumbfounded. Xiao Yan actually did it. Good guy, it's amazing. While countless people were stunned, some people finally came to their senses first, and immediately shouted excitedly, "Today, Xiao Yan, let them witness a miracle with their own eyes." Huh. On the stone platform in the distance, Yuora's heart beat fast. At this moment, her jade hand patted her plump breasts, and a bright and charming smile quietly bloomed on her cheeks. He actually succeeded. The color of the thundercloud is constantly beating, 1 color, 2 colors, 9 colors. Impressively, he jumped from a colorless thundercloud to a 9-color thundercloud in an instant. It's not over yet. Immediately at the moment when the 9-colored pill lightning appeared, a mystifying fragrance emanated from the medicinal cauldron, and then bursts of liquid like raindrops fell from the sky. Pill rain? 9-colored pill lightning, pill rain all over the sky. This is the first time everyone has seen such a grand medicinal refining technique. The members of the association present couldn't help but feel the vindictiveness in their bodies, and even their souls could not help being baptized. Got the same sublimation. Good guy. 9-colored pill lightning. The sky is full of pill rain. A symbol of the birth of the 1st grade pill of the Emperor's order. Bai Su laughed as he looked at this vision of heaven and earth. How are you going to deal with this 9-colored pill lightning? This isn't an ordinary pillory.